Hello everyone. Today I am going to give you a quick tutorial on how to train a stop sign detector example in MATLAB. So there is a code written for train a stop sign detector example. Let's just run this code first and try to understand the output. Let's click on run. As we click on run, you can see in the command window there is some messages like specified output XML file name stop sign detector.xml already exists. What would you like to do? They are saying that you have two options. Number one is deleting existing XML file and start running from the beginning, or we can say exit this function without making any changes. So why this is showing two options? It's just because I have before making of this video I have already run this file, so it is in running stage. The and I again click on the run button, that's why it is giving two options. So we will select this one option and enter. So it is deleting output XML file stop sign detector.xml and it will start training from the beginning. Okay, now you can see it is training stage 1 of 5 to 5. It is basically 5 stage stop sign detector example. Now the 4th stage is also completed and 5th stage is in running. You can see this. Okay, after completing the 5th stage training, it is giving us the output, that is there is a stop sign and it is detecting that stop sign and representing it by the yellow square box, and it's written that it's a stop sign. So that is the output. So that's the output. Let me tell you what happened in the output is when we selected the number 1 option, that means it is deleting the existing XML file and it will start training from the beginning. So from the beginning it will start training from the stage 1. It is basically the 5 stage of training. So it is giving us the message like automatically setting out object training size to 3532 using at most 42 or 42 positive samples per stage, using at most 84 negative samples per stage, and the stage training stage 1 of 5 is started. Then in the training stage 1 it is using 42 positive and 84 negative samples, and the time taken in training stage 1 is 1 to 2 seconds, and in training stage 2 the time taken is 2:1 seconds, and in training stage 3 is the time taken is 3:3 seconds, and the stage 4 takes 4:6 seconds, and at the last training stage 5 took 5:18 seconds, and the training was completed, and it was giving us the figure which was detecting the stop sign and giving us the message that this is the stop sign. Like you can see here, it is detecting by a rectangular square. It is yellow square box, and in yellow rectangular square box it is giving us the message stop sign. Now let's come to the code part, what is written inside this code. So basically this example shows you the steps that involved in us training a cascade object detector. It trains a 5-stage detector from a very small training set. In reality, an accurate detector requires many more stages and thousands of positive samples and negative images. As you can, as you know, larger the data set, the greater the accuracy. When we'll be having a large data set, then there is the probability that we will get the most accurate results. So that is why it is saying ki in reality an accurate detector requires many more stages and thousands of positive samples and negative samples, in which we are using only 42 positive samples and 84 negative samples. So we are loading the positive samples data from a .mat file, and the file names and the bounding boxes are contained in an array of structure named data. See, in the first line we are basically loading the StrobeSign.mat file. After that we are adding the images location to the MATLAB path, as you can see here. Then we are specifying the folder for negative images. Then we are training a cascade object detector that is called StrobeSignDetector.xml using HOG features. Then we are using the following command that may take several minutes to run. Then we are using the newly trained classifier to detect a strobe sign in an image. Then we are reading the test image by using amread function. Then we are detecting a strobe sign. After that we are inserting the bounding boxes and return marked image. After that we are displaying the detected strobe sign, and at the last we are removing the image directory from the path. So that was the code for training a strobe sign detector example, and that's how it is implemented. You can now you can implement and you can try other traffic signs in this code and try to detect those. Thank you for watching.